Welcome to Stronger Than You Think, the series for strong women who are tired of feeling stuck. Hi, I'm your host, Cassie Covey, personal trainer, health coach, and a woman who knows firsthand what it feels like to lose herself under the weight of stress, exhaustion, and a body that doesn't feel like home anymore. But right now, I'm your personal coach and guide as we peel back the layers of pressure, perfection, and burnout, and we rebuild them with strength, softness, and sustainability. Here, we talk about real fitness, real mindset, and real life without the guilt, the shame, or the all or nothing rules. If you've ever felt like your body's holding you back or that you're constantly starting over, you're not alone and you're in the right place. Let's rewrite your story, one episode at a time. Here we go. Episode 5. All right. This says you're going to start with 5 minutes. See the power of tiny, consistent action. So the theme is tiny isn't weak. It's what gets you unstuck. I want you to know that I've lived through the in-between. That part where you know something has to change, but it's like you're just too overwhelmed to figure out how to begin. Can you relate to that? So in today's episode, this is for you, the woman who's tired before she even starts. The one who keeps saying, I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I don't even know where to begin. And here's what I want you to know. You don't need 60 minutes, my friend. You don't need perfection. You need 5 minutes. Did you hear that? 5 minutes. And that's not a cop-out. That's where everything changes. It changes in that 5 minutes. Let's start with what keeps you frozen, with what keeps you stuck right where you're at. Maybe it sounds like this. If I can't do a full workout, then why bother? I missed the gym again, so I've already failed this week. Does that sound familiar? I know it did for me. Once life calms down, I'll get serious. How many times have you told yourself that? Yep, I hear you. And has life calmed down yet? I mean, really, has it? No. Is it going to? Maybe for a little, but then it's going to not calm down, It's going to be chaotic. See, here's the truth. Life isn't going to calm down. Your plan for you, it has to meet you in the chaos. Right there, in the chaos, in the whole thing. It has to be set for you because your life gets chaotic. Your life moves up and down. Your life, sometimes it moves at such a fast pace that you don't know whether you're coming or you're going. Does that sound familiar? So you keep thinking the answer is more time. But what you really need is less pressure. Let's say that again. You need less pressure. And 5 minutes, that's where pressure turns into progress. Okay, so here's what you can do with that 5 minutes. Because 5 minutes, it doesn't require a schedule overhaul. It doesn't demand perfection. It doesn't make you choose between all or nothing. Did you hear that? Did you write it down? Because you need to write those down. See, the 5 minutes, it gives you a third option. Something. And something is how momentum begins. Okay? So let's get nerdy for a second. Do you like to get nerdy? Because I really like to get nerdy. Okay? This is why 5 minute works. Like the science and the psychology behind it. So let's just get real nerdy. Here we go. So 5 minutes isn't magic because it burns 1 million calories. It's magic because, get your pen and paper, write this down, because you really need to know this. It's magic because it activates your nervous system. It interrupts the freeze cycle. And it proves to your brain, I can do something. Did you hear that? You're proving to your brain you can do it. You're telling your brain that. See, our brains are wired to avoid pain, and they conserve energy. So when something feels big, like a 60-minute workout, your body shuts down before you even begin. How many times has that happened to you? I know it's happened to you. It happened to me before. See, but with 5 minutes, that's non-threatening. It feels doable. It's safe. It's achievable. And once you start moving, like stretching or walking, even breathing, your brain gets a dopamine hit. And that creates momentum. And momentum is more powerful than motivation. You hear that one? Write that one down. Write it down. Momentum is more powerful than motivation. See, you don't need to feel like it. You need to start and let the feeling follow the action. So I want to tell you about this time when I wanted to go to the gym. All right. But I didn't have the time. Had all these little kids running around. I was busy nonstop, but I knew I needed to go to the gym. I just knew I needed to. I wanted to. I had my plan written out, had everything going exactly how I wanted it to go. Everything. But I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. But you know what I could do? First, I drove to the gym. The next step, when I walked in that door, I wanted to get on the machine so bad because this was my familiar place. And I've done it before, so why can't I do it now? You know? I couldn't do it. So what I do, I walked around. So let's go 5 minutes. Walk around for 5 minutes. Then I went home. That created a habit. That created the habit of doing it, of me letting myself know, hey, I can do this. In that 5 minutes, I showed myself so much about myself. From there, that started me making better food choices, sleeping a little better, standing a little taller. That moment, it didn't magically transform anything. Okay? That's not what it did. Not what it did at all. But that moment, that let me know that I can do something. I quit telling myself I can't. That's what stuck with me. Like I reconnected with my power of going there, you know? I reconnected there. And you deserve that too. That's so important. And you deserve that. So here's what I want you to try this week. I want you to pick one anchor in your day. Morning, your lunch break, after work, before bed, any of that. Okay? And I want you to set a timer for 5 minutes and move. It can be walking, get a stretch, squat, breathe, dance. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that you start. Did you hear that part? What matters is that you start. So if you're stuck, here are a few ideas. Get your pen and paper, write this down. For 5 minutes, you're going to do 5 minutes of walking outside or around your house. It doesn't matter. Either one. Or 5 minutes of stretching while you're watching a show. You know you can sit there and binge watch a show for at least 2 or 3 episodes. I know you do that, and I know you have done that. So set a timer for 5 minutes during that time. Or a 5-minute strength circuit. Do body weight squats, wall push-ups, glute bridges. Doesn't matter. 5 minutes, that's it. Or do 5 minutes of breath work. This isn't about intensity. It's about integrity. I'm going to repeat that. It's not about intensity. It's about integrity. Can you keep a promise to yourself, even if it's small? Like that's deep. It's going to hit you big. How many times have you let yourself down? How many times have you made a promise to yourself, but you don't keep it? You know, think about that. I really want you to think about that. So what this is going to do, this is going to say, can you keep a promise to yourself, even if it's small? Okay? Because every time you do, you build self-trust. And self-trust, that's what changes everything. Every single thing. Okay, so I know 5 minutes, like it doesn't feel like a lot, all right? It doesn't feel powerful. It doesn't feel like you're accomplishing anything. It doesn't feel like anything's happening, all right? It doesn't feel like it counts. But I want you to imagine what would happen if you gave yourself 5 minutes a day for the next 30 days. Just imagine it, okay? Just go there with me, all right? That's 150 minutes. Yes. That's 150 tiny victories. Man, 150 of them. That is like totally awesome. So see, small steps, they become strong strides when you take them consistently. It's not sexy. It's not loud, but you know what it is? It's real and it's doable. You hear that? Real and doable. This isn't about checking boxes, my friend. We're done with that. We're over checking boxes. This is about proving to yourself, I still matter. Even when life is full, I still matter. Even when I'm tired, I still matter. Even when no one else sees me, showing up, I see me. I still matter. And that is the beginning of a comeback. If this episode resonates with you, share it with a friend who's overwhelmed. Remind her she doesn't need a new plan. She just needs 5 minutes. That's it, just 5 minutes. Because when you start small and stay steady, that's when the impossible becomes inevitable. So you're not behind. You're not too far gone. You are stronger than you think. If this episode spoke to you, do me a favor, screenshot it and share it to your stories. And tag me on Instagram at Cassie_Covey or on Facebook at Cassie Covey, because I would love to cheer you on. And if you're ready to stop starting over and finally build strength, confidence, and consistency, I'd love to help you. Click the link in the show notes or DM me Reset on Instagram to learn more about how we can work together. Until next time, give yourself some grace and go take up space. You were never meant to shrink.